All right, so if someone in the back turn the lights off all the way, why don't we get a little darker in here so everyone can see the screen? Thank you. So I'm going to go over a couple new commands today, which will be nice because you'll be able to learn some things that will actually help you do your current assignments a little bit faster. So I'm going to begin the way we always do, which is opening a template file. So I'm going to hit New, and I'm going to do our basic template here, class template. And if you can all follow along, that'll help you to learn the commands and practice them. And you all should be drawing in your object layer, but I'm going to draw in my 0 layer just so you can see on the screen here. And so we talked a little bit about scaffolding, and I just want to review that for a moment. So let's say I have a circle. I'm just going to draw a circle here with a radius of 1. And let's say I want to draw a second circle here, and I want the circle to be over here, and I want it to be the exactly 3 inches from center point to center point. So the best way to do that is to draw a scaffolding line here. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to snap it from my center point here. I'm going to go over. I'm manually going to punch in 3, and then hit my tab button here, and just make sure that says 0. And so now I have a line that's nice and straight. It's exactly 3 units from this center point. And now I can take my circle and draw a second one, hit 1. And now I know that these 2 circles are exactly 3 from center point to center point. I'll do a quick dimension here to prove it. I'm going to hit Z here and E here to zoom in nice and close. So we can see it's exactly 3 units from our center point to center point. Now, that's easy for drawing a circle, but what if I had a more sort of complex object? Sometimes what you need to do is just move objects into position. So let's say I wanted to draw a pentagon, and I wanted one of the points of the pentagon to be snapped right to this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my pentagon. So I'll start by running our polygon command, POL. Pentagon has 5 sides, so I'm going to punch in 5 here. And then it's asking for my center point. Well, I really have no idea where my center point is going to be. It's going to be somewhere around here. So I'm just going to go way over here. And I'm going to do a size here of 1. So now what I want to do is I want to move this object from here so that this point is right at my line right here. So zoom in so y'all can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by running our move command. So I'm going to hit M for move. So you notice as soon as I hit M, our menu bar pops up here, and I've got M for move, so I'm just going to hit M and then enter. And now it's asking me to select my objects. So here I can select as many objects that I want to move. In this case, it's just 1 object, so I'm going to select my 1 object. If there were more objects, here's where I could click and select more. So it's letting me know in our command line that 1 object has been selected or found. I'll now hit enter. Now it's asking me to specify a base point. So the base point is where we're going to basically grab this object from. And you'll notice as I move around the object, I have all the same grip points that we normally have to snap lines and stuff to. So I'm going to grab this edge right here, and I know I'm right on the edge because I get a square. So I'm going to click on that. And you'll notice as soon as I click on that, now I can start moving my object around, and I'm moving it from that exact point that I clicked on. And then now I can go right to the end of this point, and as I get close to it, it's going to give me a square right there. So when I click there, now my object has been moved, And as I zoom in here, I can see that it is perfectly snapped right at that point there. So without the move command, this would be virtually impossible to draw, because I'd have no idea where the center point of this pentagon is. Okay, if I wanted to move this entire object here, I could type M for move, and it's asking me to select my objects, so I can just say scroll over all of these objects here. So now they're all selected. I can hit enter, and now I can grab anywhere I want. So I'm just going to grab from, say, the midpoint of this line here, and then I can move my object. You know, say I need to move it down to here, I can move it down to there. So that's the move command. Now I'm going to show you the copy command, which is extremely similar to move, except it's going to keep your original shape present. So I'll start by clicking CO. So you recall C is our command for circle, CO is our command for copy. I'll hit enter. And again, it's asking me, just like when we ran our move command, it's asking me to select my objects to move. So I'm just going to click once up here. I'm going to scroll over all of my objects and click here. And now we can see that my objects are selected because they have the little dotted marks down here. Also, looking at my command bar, we can see here that it has found 3. So that's the only 3 objects I want to copy. I'm going to hit enter here to say I'm now done with my copying. Now it's asking me to select our base point. So just like when we did our move command, I'll zoom out a little bit. Just like when we did our move command, we could grab a point to move. So I'm going to grab here, and then I'm just going to kind of click some random places here to copy my object. And say it's even continued over here. You can run a bunch of copies here. So you can see this would take a tremendous amount of time to have drawn by hand, you know, repeating all these shapes and everything. So whenever you see anything that's repetitive, use your copy command. It's going to save you a lot of time and energy. And I'm intentionally going to give you assignments that are repetitive to kind of get you in the habit of looking at things, thinking, okay, what can I move? What can I copy? What can I do to save time and be more efficient? So that's really one of the goals in this class, is not only just to be able to draw things, but to really draw them as efficiently and accurately as possible. Question? That's later. I think that's next week. Any questions on the move or copy commands? All right, so there's one more thing on copy. Most of you are familiar with just the regular copy and paste. That's pretty much in every Windows and Mac application. Command C for copy, Command V for paste, Command X for cut. CAD has those commands as well. So I could select something here. I can come up to I could go Command, actually on a Windows computer it's Control C. So I can actually hit Control C on my keyboard, and then, oops, what's going on here? And then Control V and paste things. So that's a little bit different than actually running the copy command in CAD. So if you needed to move a file from, say, different documents, you could copy them using your Command C for copy, Command V for paste. The problem is by using your kind of clipboard to copy and paste, you have less control of where the documents are actually placed. And it's only one at a time, whereas CAD allows you to just click and easily do multiple copying. So that's the difference between the copy command in CAD and actually doing the Windows command Control C for copy and V for paste. Other kind of common mistakes that I see students making in the class is not having their objects snap on correctly. Originally, we did our grid snap for snapping. So we turned on our snap mode, which snapped to our grid. We're going to be doing that less and less and relying more on our object snap. And for now, the best way to use our object snap is we're going to right-click on it. We're going to go to Object Snap Settings, and we're just going to make sure that we have everything checked here. So I have my object snap turned on. I've got Select All checked. It's check marks next to all these options here. And then and only then, as I move around, it's giving me different places to snap to. So we talked about how square is our endpoint. In the middle, the middle of a line here, I get a triangle. That means that's my midpoint. On the along the line here, like along my circle or anywhere along the line, I get a little kind of looks like an hourglass. So that means that even here, like my mouse is slightly below the line, but when I click, it's actually going to snap right to that line. So it's perfectly aligned that way. All right, so any questions at all on that? Very good.